Okay, welcome to my channel where we talk about biology every single time. And today we are going to be talking about digital escape rooms. So, this is my new thing for my classes because I like to create them. The students actually like to complete them. They've actually said the words, wow, this is fun to me, which does not happen a lot. I teach high school biology, by the way, and right now we're doing genetics. So, they've already done one escape room for me, and now I'm going to show you how to create another escape room that I'm going to have them do. I use two different types of escape rooms. The one I already made a YouTube video for, it's this simpler form of the escape room. Out of the two that I use, it's easier, it's quicker. You can convert any worksheet you already have into an escape room in under 5 minutes using that one. So if you want a simple, easy to do escape room, check out that video. This one is much more detailed, but much more fun. This escape room has the students looking at an actual empty room on a computer screen, and they have to click different parts of the room to identify questions, to find clues, to avoid any type of character like a zombie or a troll or a leprechaun. It is March. And then they have to find the right door or the door or unlock the door and escape out of the room. So this one, I'm going to show you the finished product first. So I'll show you what the actual escape room looks like. I'm going to turn the camera around, and then I'm going to show you how to create that. Okay, here we go. Okay, so here we go. Let's learn how to create this virtual escape room. All right, I'm going to show you the finished product first. So I'm going to show you what the students will see. I include the link on a Google Doc, so I'll explain it as I'm making it. But so if you see this link, it's a link to a slideshow, and I'll show you why I do this. So the virtual escape room is a slideshow, but if you look here, it doesn't look like a slideshow. That's why I have a link. I'm going to show you how to make the link so that when the students click on it, they don't get the feeling like, oh, wow, this is just a slideshow. Now, this is an empty hallway in a school, and they have to find their way out of this hallway by solving problems, which is just answering questions, finding the decoder to turn their answer into numerical sequence, then finding the door that has the Google form and escaping. So what they'll do, they are presented with this, okay? And see over here, it says want directions. So that's probably the first thing they're going to click. So they click on it. Yeah, no directions there. Okay, so too bad they aren't here. Click to return. Now, if you notice, okay, you can see because there's a red circle. If I click anywhere on the slide, it just stays. And I'll show you how to do that. But if I click over here where it says click to return, I go back. So now you just start clicking randomly, which is what the students will do. Oh, wait, come back. I'm a good zombie. So now I'm going to click to return. So now you just have to find different things. Okay, so here is one of their clues they have to remember. Yes equals 1, no equals 2. So they can either write that down on a sheet of paper or just remember in their head or just remember where it is and click back. And again, if I click anywhere, I don't go anywhere. You actually have to click to return. So that is one of the clues that they have to find in order to escape. Then they have to find so close to a clue. So let's keep clicking. Nope. Okay, another clue though. So when creating your code, delete all zeros. And you click to return, same guy. And here is set number 1. So in this virtual digital escape room, there are 3 different problem sets. I'm teaching genetics right now, so all my problem sets are Punnett squares. Set number 1 is complete dominance, set number 2 is incomplete, and set number 3 is codominance. So they have to answer all 3 questions and write the answer on an answer sheet, which I give to them. So like they would solve the 3 problems, write down their answers, and then click to return. This right here is the door that they have to escape out of. So the answer key is already here because I was just playing around with it. But what they'll do is they'll enter their answers, and if they're correct, they hit the next button, and okay, so they escaped. They were able to answer them correctly. Let me explain this very quickly though. The answers are to all 3 problem sets changed into a numerical sequence. Zeros were deleted. If the answer was yes, they recorded a number 1. If the answer was no, they recorded a number 2. So they had 3 things that they had to do. They had to solve the Punnett square problems. Then they had to transfer any yes or no question into a 1 or 2. Actually, they had 4 things. Then they had to delete any zeros from all of their answers. Then they had to put all of the numbers and their answers in ascending order, so from smallest to greatest. and then they had to input that into the digital form in order to escape. And it's great, it's self-checking. And if they do something wrong, there are 4 different ways they could have done something wrong. So they have to go back and try to solve the problem themselves. If I'm using this as an assessment, I tell them, okay, if you did something wrong and you want my help, it's going to cost you. Okay, it'll cost between 10 and 15 points, depending on the type of assessment and the length of time that I'm giving them to solve this. All right, so let's get into this, figure out how do we create this digital escape room. So you're going to create a slideshow, you're going to have a Google Doc, and you're going to have a Google form. I already started to create the slideshow just to make this video go quicker. These images, it's a background image that I uploaded, all 3 of them. And I created all 3 of these using Canva. So if you look over here in Canva, every educator gets a free Canva account. So if you do not have an account, just sign up using your school email and you can create images that look just like this. Just a side note, if you are selling this product, like on Teachers Pay Teachers or on a website, you cannot use the education Canva. You have to buy all of your clip art in order to sell it. Okay, so this is the image that I created on Canva. The room looks like this, okay? If you go over here to where it says elements and you just type in empty room, you'll start to find rooms. When I'm creating an escape room, I don't want windows because then I'll just get the question from the students, well, why can't I just go out the window? Okay, because you can't, but they don't like that answer. So if the room has a window, I just insert a picture over it. And again, like if you want this picture, you just go over here to elements, type in picture, painting, work of art, anything like that, and you'll find some images that'll pop up. I also just add decor because the more decor, the more things they could click on, the more interactive it will be. This one has a hallway. I like this because I created it so that if the students try to go down the hallway, they run into a troll. This is the door. This is the door that they're going to escape out of. If you're finding or having trouble finding a room with a door, like right here, I have a picture, but you can also just go to elements, type in door, find a door, and put the door on the back wall. Okay, so this is page 1. Then all of my other pages are the characters and the questions, the decoding, anything like that. So here is a first troll, and he says, "You shall not pass." I am going to put him right here in the hallway. Here's another one that says, "Hi, want to be friends." I try to make the escape rooms more fun. Like, I don't want to scare the children. So I never make it like, oh, I'm going to eat your brains or something like that. It's just like, I'm a good zombie. You know, I'm a friendly troll. I just look weird. And then the question sets, I always make them in Canva. I just type in whatever question I want. To do that, you just go over here to text, add a subheading or a heading or anything you want. Okay, there's actually 2 of them. And you can just type in your question here. Then once I am done with all of these, you go up, you hit share, you click download. You want JPEG. I just got in the habit of using JPEG. You hit download, it will download all of them as a JPEG. Then when you go back to your Google slideshow, you're going to upload them as a background image. So let me show you. Okay, it did not finish, so I just have to hit that. There we go. It downloads them as a zip file. So you just drag it over to your desktop, click it if you have a Mac, and then there is my folder that is going to have all of the pictures. So I'll show you how you download them as a background, and you want them as background images. Okay, so like let's say I'm just gonna change this one out. You go to choose image, browse. You just have to find it. So it was add a subheading. Here's image number 1. It's the same image, so it's gonna look the same. Okay, done. And there you go. There's our image. So now what we have to do is link the slides under here to this top one. That is so that when we're here, like this is the first slide, so that is the slide right here. If I click here, I go to a slide. Then if I click, I don't go anywhere. If I click where it says click here to return, I return. So now I'm going to show you how to do that. You need a shape. You pick whatever you're going to do. So let's do the hallway. Okay. You want the shape to be transparent. The outline has to be transparent. And then you're going to link the shape. So I'm going to link it. I am going to link it to slide 2. If you type it and then click apply, it's not going to work. You actually have to click underneath where it says slide 2. So if you run into that, Now, when I go to slideshow, if I'm a student and I click over here, I will go to slide number 2. Now, if you notice, if I just click randomly on the slide, I go to the next slide. So we have to fix that. So to do that, I'm going to go to slide number 2. I want them to be able to click here to go back to the first slide, but anywhere else, I don't want them to move. So shape. Let's do this guy. It doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, transparent, transparent. And now you can't see it. And you link it to slide number 1. And again, you have to click. So now, in the slideshow, they'll go back to slide 1. So we go here to go to slide 2, but what I don't want to happen is, like, let's say I click on the troll. I don't want that to happen. So I'm going to show you how to fix that. So we go to slide 2, we go to shape. You do a shape over the entire slide. Transparent, transparent. Now you're going to link it to the actual slide. So this is slide 2, so I'm going to link it to slide 2. Okay, now let me show you. If I click anywhere, I stay. But let me also show you what just happened. If I click over here, because that second link box that I did over the whole slide hid this one. So what we have to do is you go back, you click, you see this is the link I just did to stay on the slide. You just have to change the order. I send it to back. So now this link is on top. You know, it's a lot. Okay. But this means if I click here, nothing happens. If I click here, I'm good to go. Okay, you also have to do that for the first one because you don't want them to click randomly. Like if I click here, we know it goes to slide 2. But if I click here, see, you don't want that. So you have to do the same thing to every single slide. So you insert a shape, you cover the entire slide. You do transparent, transparent, and then you just link it to itself. Okay, then you click and you change the order. You want to send that one to the back so that all of the other links stay on top. Now, okay, troll number 2, who is at slide number 3. I'm going to put him in a locker. So I'm going to put troll number 2 right here. So transparent, transparent, link, slide 3. Now he'll go there. Now this guy, we have to keep this slide. Like if the students click on it, we have to keep them on that slide. So we're going to link to slide 3. But if they click on here, we want them to go back to slide 1. And I don't have to reorder it because I did this one second. So it's automatically on top. Link. Slide 1. Okay, so now let me show you. So now we got this. Okay, let's click the hallway. We go to slide 2. We click, click, click. Nothing happens. Go back. Click this locker. Okay, click. Nothing happens. Click here. Go back. Perfect. So you have to do that for all of the slides, except when they get to the door. So we want to put the door linking to a Google form. So let's do that. So now we have to, I already have like a Google form ready. So we're going to use this Google form. I had already used this. All right, let me show you from scratch. So insert Google form. Okay, so escape room. You could title anything you want. And remember, for my virtual escape room, they had to solve 4 different things. They had to answer the Punnett square questions. They had to delete all the zeros, turn a yes into 1, no into 2, and then arrange all of the numbers in their answers in ascending order. So from least to greatest. So I'm just going to say type in your numerical sequence. For the purpose of this, I am just going to say that the answer is 1, 2, 3, 4. So I go down here, the 3 little buttons. I need response validation. is a number. It's equal to 1, 2, 3, 4. Custom error text, this is what will pop up if they do it wrong. So I'm just going to say, oops, again. Then if they get it correctly, they will be taken to another section in the Google form, and we have to create that. So you go over here to the equal sign. This is if they do it correctly. So we want something like, congrats, you did it, way to go, you escaped. And then I like to add an image. So I'm going to add an image. I already have one ready. Okay. And I'm just going to say, you escaped. Now, I'm going to show you the preview, like what the students will see. So we go up here to the I. Preview, type in your numerical response. 1, 2, 3, 4. Next. There you go. Okay. In order to link this, though, so that the students' responses are recorded, you need to put it onto Classroom. So here is Classroom. I just created like a little fake little classroom. Okay. And this is called Escape Room. So is this. So I'm going to call this, oh wait, that's the preview. That's why. I'm just going to put a 2 in front of it just so it's easy for me to find it. And when you assign it, this is so that the answers will be recorded. When I assign it, I just tell the students, okay, like the form is up there. It's just for your responses. Just ignore it. And they're really good at ignoring things. So they ignore it. So what you'll do, you'll click on it, click on the actual Google form because you want this. You want the address. So copy C. And then I go into the virtual slideshow. Okay, I want it linked to the door. So I'm going to link it, except this time instead of typing a slide, I'm just going to hit Control V and apply, because this time the apply button will work. There we go. So now I click here, it takes me to the Google form. Okay. And then if they type in something wrong, error message pops up and they have to go back. Now this is where, so if they hit the back button, do you see how it opened up the Google form? And then if they hit the Google Slides, it's still not a slideshow. So they're literally just back at the first image, which is great. So this is how you create it. And you just have to go through, and let me escape out so you can see. Some of my virtual ones have like 14 or 15 slides. So it's as big or as small as you want it. Okay, so that is how you create the other type of digital escape room. This one is more virtual, it's more interactive. And if you want to see the finished product that I made, I'm going to include the link in the show notes so you can check that out. Okay, this one, it looks complicated. And once you get the hang of it, I promise it's not. But remember, use Canva to create the images, then upload the images onto Google Slides as background, create all of the links, link to a Google form. So it's really just 3 different things, okay? So Canva, Google Slides, Google form, and you're all set. I forgot something. Let's go back. Okay, so the one thing I forgot is how you create it so that when the students open the Google slide, it doesn't look like a Google slide. All right, so let me show you. So this is where the Google Doc comes into play. So, okay, you have the slideshow open. Web address, Command C. Go into your Google Doc, your Google Drive file, sorry. Open a Google Doc. It can be blank. I'm going to delete this, and I'm going to paste the new one. Now, do you see right here where it says edit? I'm going to highlight edit. You're going to change the word edit to preview. All lowercase. I just highlight it and type edit. I don't hit delete. I don't want to change anything else. And then you come to the end, hit enter to make it a link. So now when they click the link, it pops up like this. And then if they click, there we go. There's our trolls. So they don't have the actual slideshow in front of them. And then if they go over here, the Google form, if they do it wrong and they have to go back, it still looks like this. It's still not a Google slide. So the document, this is where you're going to have your information. So this is what you're going to post on like Google Classroom. Okay, so you would just have like the directions up here. Then you'll tell them click this link to start. Okay, now that's it. Okay, if you have any questions or comments, just leave them below for me or send me an email. But I hope this helped. I hope you create your first virtual escape room.